Morning, y'all. Keith, MJKL Speedworks again. Got the Mustang up in the air. Let's get ready for this subframe connect. So I got the car up on jack stands, but I'm not supporting the car at the jack points. I got it underneath the axle. So the axle's got a load on the springs so that the frame has a load on it. And I've got these under the suspension. You see there? And I've got a wheel under here for safety, and I've got my jack underneath the K-member just so nothing goes crazy, right? So just in case anything wants to fall or bobble or whatever, the jack will catch it. So we're about ready to start here, and I'll show you the subframe connectors that I got laid out outside. All right, this is the Maximum Motorsports full-length 79 and 93 kit. Works with convertibles too. This is everything you need. That's the driver, this is the passenger. There's a couple reinforcement plates that have to be put on in the bend here on the bottom after you get them installed. These go on the bend in the pipe, the tube. You weld them on. All of this is weld on, less the bolts for the seat mounts. They're all in the metal right now. I've already kind of scuffed them up with the wire wheel a little bit. This is the only chance you have to put some paint on the tops of these subframe connectors, because what you're looking at right now will be butted up against the bottom of the car. So, unless you want it to be raw metal and rust, you need to put some paint on it, and it'll just burn off when you weld. So, I got some paint ready. I'm going to shoot a little paint on it real quick and let it dry. Then we're going to watch some football, because I got up a little late, and we'll get to work on these. Alright, 1 minute later. There's no need to paint this with the precision of a show car or Ferrari Perfect Red. Nobody cares. It's just something to go underneath the car so it doesn't rust. I'm going to let this dry now. I got, as you see, it's just black. Just Rust-Oleum black that I had from when I did the rear end. I have red paint to put on the bottom. I just don't know if I'll do it in red. It kind of looks cheesy. So maybe I'll just do black also on that. I don't know. Whatever. Anyway, we'll be putting it underneath here in just a little bit. So I'll be back then. Oh, one more thing real quick. The Maximum Motorsports kit comes with really, really good instructions. They're extremely detailed. Highly recommend buying these if you're going to buy them. Can't be more accurate with every single rivet, screw, spot, the weld, everything. I've already read through these a couple times. The kit also comes with some bolts and washers and nuts for the seat mounts to replace your factory hardware. So, I mean, it came with everything. It's a really sweet kit. I got a super good deal on it. I recommend everybody buy it if you got a Foxbody. You're going to need them. They make through-the-floor ones also. Those are more money, more effort, more time, more work. These are the old school originals. So, we'll do them when we get back, y'all. Alright, y'all, back out here. I got one of these seat braces underneath. Already put on, bolts run in, just a little snugged up there. Nothing much to it. It all gets diagrammed really well in the instructions. So, no really confusion there. I'll do the other side now. And we'll get ready to prep everything up here. I got to cut the little cheap braces that are in there out. Make room for the new ones. Other side installed, loose as the instructions say. It's all laid out really well. Okay, so convertible only has these wannabe frame connectors here, held on by a few rivets. So if you don't have a convertible, these are MIA. I've got a convertible, they're on here, so I've got to cut them out and grind the rivets flat along the frame rail here, because that's exactly where the subframe connector sits. So I'm going to fire up the old side grinder with the death wheel on it and cut it out real quick. 4 of those, by the way. And then there's one behind me. As you see it over there, and then back to this one. Alright, now I'm going to cut it out. Alright, got the rear one cut out. I got the rivets ground down flat. There's the old hunk of crap. What you see on there stays on there. Where you see I ground that little piece, that stays there according to the instructions, and we'll align the subframe connector with the inboard side of the frame rail, which is this side. Alright, so I got to cut out the front now, and I've already done a little cut on the side. I just got to ground the rivets off, and then we can get a subframe connector in place and get ready to weld it in. Then we'll have one down. It's a little lengthier process than I thought, by the way, y'all, so understand that before you dig into this. You're going to need a little bit of time. Alright, so I got the other plate cut out. I've got the subframe connector somewhat in place, but not really yet. I just kind of got it up there to get an idea of what goes where. Doesn't exactly line up perfect. Guess what? It's a convertible. It's twisted a little bit, so gotta make it go together somehow. I'm going to line the front up with a straight edge first. I'm going to use a Sawzall blade for that. I'm going to take this Sawzall blade with this edge. I'm going to go to the front of the subframe connector up there and line it up with the curve of the frame rail. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Get up out of the floor here. By the way, when you watch the videos online of people do this, they're all on lifts. Guess what I don't have? A lift. We just do it all natural. So as you see, this is not lined up yet. It's about the subframe connectors a little too far forward. Alright, that's not too much. That's really getting close there, you see. So the straight edge is getting close. It's actually supposed to be the frame rail, which is up there, so that's really stinking close right there. Which is what it shows on the diagram. It'd be really close in the front. Alright, well, what we can do is kind of jack it up a little more here. But it wants to pick the car up. So I'm going to have to open up the middle section here a little bit with a hammer. I'm going to open it up a little so it goes a little wider, and it'll wrap around the frame rails a little better. It doesn't really wrap around yet, so it's kind of holding everything up. Minor adjustments you got to make. I'm going to mark this so I know what goes where. That way I can put it back in a minute. And I'm going to also hit this frame rail with the flap wheel. Get it down to bare metal so you get a good solid weld. Alright, y'all, after much fussing, hold on, cut the damn welder off. After much fussing and twisting and banging and beating, I finally got them in there and got a decent beat on all of them. You just got to kind of weld, move, twist, use a C-clamp, use a jack, pump it up, pump it down, until you get them lined up. Just take your time. It really does go together like it's supposed to. You just need to just be smart about it. Don't go crazy. Take your time. Start here, start there. It's kind of difficult that it's on the ground and not up in the air. But hey, we don't do it the fancy way. We do it the hardcore way. So anyhow, I'm going to grind off some of these ugly parts of these welds because, hey, my welder ain't the greatest and I'm no pro welder. So fuck off if you don't like it. But it ain't going no damn where. I guarantee that shit. So I'm going to weld, I'm going to grind some of these welds, and I'll probably call it a night because it takes quite a while to do each side. I'll probably just stick with this one side tonight, and we'll do the other side tomorrow. So I'll be back. All right, y'all. It's the next day. It's like almost 11 o'clock p.m. Let's give you a recap of what I've done and show you what I've installed so far and how I did it, so you can do it too. All right, there is one of the little ghetto subframe braces that was underneath the car. I'll show you where I cut it out. There's the back one. Here is the subframe connector. I've already put a little bit of red paint on it. Basically, you cut the old subframe connector that was right here in a square back to there, and it kind of did a little thing like this, whatever. You cut it out. There's rivets here. Grind them smooth, knock them out, whatever you want to do. Once you get that done, you do the back the same way. Back here, same kind of deal. You grind them off. You cut them, you grind them, whatever. Same thing, all right? Next, you take your seats out. If you don't have them out already, you take your seats out. You put these subframe connector seat brackets in. These seat brackets have to be bolted all the way up, tight. Sometimes you may have to, if they're not going to sit flush, you may have to stand on the floorboards, or you may have to push up on the floorboards, depending. All right, so after that, you put your subframe connector underneath, jack it up, get it close as you can. You want to line up the back side back there on the inside as much as you can. And I've got it pretty close in the back, you see there. That's pretty close. I'm going to C-clamp it and weld it in. I haven't welded the back yet. All right, after that, you jack up the front. Get as much pressure on it as you can. I C-clamped the front, squeezed it that way, got it as tight as I could. Also, use a Sawzall blade or a straight edge. If you have a fancy straight edge, I'll show you here on the Sawzall blade. The line right there from the frame rail to the Sawzall blade, from the frame rail to the subframe connector, you want to try to get as close as you can. It's not perfect, and it's not going to be perfect, obviously, because the angles are different. But, you know, on that angle is what you want there. All right, so I haven't done yet. I haven't welded up this back end back here. And I haven't welded in this little plate, which goes right here and kind of locks the subframe connector in so it can't flex anymore, because this is a bent joint right here. This keeps it from flexing at all. That's where they actually bent the pipe to form it to the bottom of the frame rail. Mine had a little problem. My seat pans were pushed down some, so I actually had to jack up the seat pan a little bit to get my subframe connector to smash all up to the frame rail. They tell you in the kit that might happen per car, per difference. It's your car. Who knows? So I'm going to clean up some of these spots here and weld what I haven't welded yet. And we'll be back after that. I'm going to try to finish this side tonight and then tackle the other side tomorrow. Clean slate. Now that I've done one, the next one should go a little smoother. Alright, y'all. Subframe fucking connected. Is it beautiful? No. But I'm going to tell you what, I got so much weld on them bitches, they'll never come off. So, I'm going to shoot a quick coat of paint on these because these are all metal. As you can see, I went with the same red that I painted the control arms. The hell with it, why not? I'll paint the whole underside of the car eventually anyway. But the red is nice. Kind of pops, I guess. It doesn't look too cheesy. Just a little. Not super cheesy or anything. So, I'll paint this, pack it up for the night, and we'll start back again tomorrow on the other side. Alright, subframe connector installed, day 3. And so it begins. Alright, so the other one's in like I left off. Didn't finish painting it. Who cares? Maybe later. I've already ground down the film coating that's on this metal. You gotta do it, y'all. If you don't, your welds won't stick. Ask me how I know. I ground down the chassis, but I didn't do that at first. So all this has been ground or sanded with the flap wheel down to a nice smooth weldable surface. Remember, I painted the top black just so there would be something up there, because you can't see it once it's on. So if you're going to paint it, you better paint it now. Otherwise it's going to rust. So I'm going to get underneath the car and cut those wannabe subframe connectors out, and we'll get cracking. Alright, little cheap plates have been cut out. I've ground down everywhere. I'm going to be welding. There's the back cut out and ground down. Now I'm going to fit the subframe connector up here, and maybe I can try to show y'all the process. Kind of difficult though. Yeah, fuck that. There's no room. I'm on the back side of the car here up against the wall. There's just no room for any of that today. So I'm going to get the jack underneath. We'll put the jack right here-ish. Put the subframe connector on top of the jack. We'll lift it up into place. Snug it up here. We'll snug it up there. We're going to weld up there first. Then we'll come back, smash it up here, make sure it's good and smashed up against the seat bracket, and then we will weld the back. And then we'll go back in the other direction and weld everything up. Alright, I'm on the other side of the car now, but I'm still going to work on this passenger side. I've got it kind of tacked in place. So I'm going to go around and I'm going to kind of start the back here. Right there. So I can point to it. I'm under the car, so over here in this area. I'm going to get some weld put on that and work my way back forward. Seat braces, mid plate, and then front plate. But start the back, work our way up. This is going to suck, not going to record it. It's going to be a pain in the butt. I'm going to have to heat it up first probably. Otherwise, best welding for this thing is to heat the car up, heat the frame up a little bit, because my welder sucks. I heat the frame a little. If I heat the frame, it helps penetrate a little better, and I can move a little quicker. I can turn my my wire feed speed up, which I think is the best course of action. So what I'm going to do, and we'll see how it looks. Got that side done. Got a nice, good bead on there, nice and thick. That's never going anywhere. So put a little shitty tack weld, half whatever right there. I got burned a couple times. I got my C-clamp on this middle one. I'm going to pinch it down. I had a small fucking fuel leak. So you can't weld with raw old gasoline on the floor. I'm going to wipe it up and give it a few minutes to evaporate, and I'm going to fucking clean up a little. So I got a mess. And then I can finish welding. I should be done with this tonight. I finally got my welder dialed in a little better so it feeds a little smoother. And it helps me out a bit. So we'll send it here in a minute. Alright, all the inside frame welding subframe connector part is done. I got to weld the outsides and grind them down. I moved way faster on this side, y'all. It's so much better the second time around. Which, you know what? A lot of times in life it is, right? So it's all good. I'm going to switch over to the back side now. We'll put a bead on everything. Fucking throw some paint on here and get a shower, dude. It's like already midnight. Alright, y'all. Everything's welded up. A nice bead on everything. I mean, I goobered the shit out of these welds. They're never ever coming off. I promise. So, I'm going to clean up because I got shit everywhere. And pulled the fuel lines out like I said. It just stinks like gas in here real bad. But there's one less thing that's in here, which is cool. So, I'm going to get everything picked up. I'm going to put a coat of paint on these subframe connectors while I'm here. I'm almost out of red paint. I got to get more. I'm also got to get some black paint and some more red paint and some black paint and some more red paint. But I'll put on what I got on there for now. Tomorrow or the day after or whenever, we'll put these camber plates on that I have sitting right over there. But not now. It's already late. I want to get this video uploaded and get some damn rest. All right, everybody. Car's back on the ground. Looks exactly the same, right? Oh, well. So, off the bat, when I got on the ground, I noticed the door's shut better. So, it's a little straighter than it was. It's not flexing as much. When I jacked up one side, the front here, both the front and the back kind of came up together. So I can already tell that there's some stiffening in the chassis going on. It'd probably be a lot better if it was a hatchback or a notchback. You know, because it's got a roof. So we don't have a roof, so we'll just send it with what we got. So I'm gonna get in the house, upload this video. We'll probably put a preview on it and start at about 9 a.m. when a bunch of you fuckers aren't awake yet. Same old, everybody. Like, comment, subscribe, share. If you have Facebook, hit the share button right here. Shoot it to your Facebook and just let everybody know what's up. The more people we get to watch, the better. What's it going to hurt? It's going to fuss at you. All right. Other than that, here's a couple videos for you guys to watch. I'll put videos of the suspension stuff probably. Or maybe. I don't know. Whatever. I'll just throw some videos on. Talk to you guys tomorrow. Peace.